McAfee, and you're joining me with the Arkansas gubernatorial Democratic candidate, Supa Cypress Mays.
Yes.
How are
Thank
you?
you. I'm good. Thank you so much. Oh my God, you said my name correctly. Actually, don't be afraid. XAY. X always sound like an S, so Cypress. So my name is Supa Cypress Mays. I am running for governor of Arkansas 2026. Thank
And so
you.
tell me a little bit, a lot of people know about you, but you were talking to me and you were telling me some of the struggles that you went through to raise a family. And now you have, what is it, 4 kids and they're all doing well?
Yes, I have 3 sons and 1 daughter. My youngest son is in college at the University of New York. He is 18. His major is in cybersecurity. He's in the dormitory, so he's doing excellent. That's my youngest son. My oldest son actually is a graduate of New York University as well. He's a software engineer. Worked for the federal government. So I'm so proud of him. He's been in IT and software engineering for over probably 15 years. He's been tearing up computers since he was 8 years old. And then my second son, he's an entrepreneur like myself. He loves cars and real estate. And my daughter actually loved medical, so she's in the pediatrician field. She's not a doctor, but she helps doctors and children and women. I've been in that field for 7 years. So my kids were all born and raised in Northwest Arkansas. Bentonville is their home. They went to school, graduated there. So yes, I've had some challenges growing up. Got very young.
And so you know better than most what it's like to be the average Arkansan. Right now we're in a perilous time. They're cutting off SNAP benefits. Food bank lines are growing in ways that has not happened in the last 2 or 3 decades. So when you were running for governor, you're running for governor because you know how the average person lives. You know what it's like to struggle.
Oh, absolutely. I know. I actually, at one point in my life, I had to go for assistance, but I was ashamed of it. So I end up not utilizing it or use it for so long, perhaps a couple months, and then be off because I was ashamed. I was a young single mom. I actually decided to work multiple jobs to subsidize my income. 4 jobs, yes. Bought my first home when I was barely 20. I work at the doctor's office. I did the medical billing, Medicaid, Medicare, third-party billing for a doctor at age 19. Also work part-time as a translator for the courts when it needed me. I also sold skincare, New Skin out of Utah. You do what you can. So that was my 3rd job. My 4th job was I work on the weekend when JCPenney in the catalog department would have me, and I would work on the weekends to do the catalog and sales. I was a saleswoman. So that was 4 jobs.
So you were a single mother.
Yes.
Working 4 jobs.
Yes, because I didn't want to be on the system, which I used to, but it made me feel bad. I'm like, maybe I just wanted to work. And I worked at Tyson Food at 15. The reason because my mom came to America. My dad was, he passed away when I was 5. We came here when I was 5 years old. I didn't even speak English. My second language is French. So my mother came here with a master's degree. She spoke 7 languages, okay? In accounting, dealt with dignitaries and everything. But
your mom spoke 7 languages?
Yes.
And was an accountant?
She was an accountant.
So
yes.
It's in your blood.
Yes, and she was she sponsored 20 families to America. And now their kids are very successful. Anytime someone needed help, whether it be translation, reviewing documentation, legal, she would be the go-to person. She was like a community leader, but like a little mayor for her Asian community.
So you grew up witnessing your mother live a life of purpose.
Yes, I helped my mom translate since I was 9 years old because people would come to the home and would want my mom's help, but she doesn't give up work until like 5 o'clock. So my mom's like, oh, just go to my house. My daughter would translate. So they would come to the house and they see this little 9-year-old.
Wow.
And they would call and say, is she going to translate? And my mom's like, yes, she's the vocal, more expressive one that is not shy. She would translate. So I've been, my mom's a community leader. Anytime there's a function, whatever, we're doing a play, whatever, we practice at our home. So people would just gather at my mother's home, because it's just like a community home.
And so this influence at the youngest of ages paid off. You have lived a life of purpose yourself, and you were even appointed by Governor Huckabee to the Martin Luther King.
Yes, as a commissioner, yes.
As a commissioner.
Yes.
So you got the stamp of approval from
Her father.
Her
yes.
father.
Hmm.
So why are you running for governor?
Why? I mean,
Look, we're in
you
your
see
beautiful
what we're going
home,
through.
so you're not strapped for cash.
Well, I work very hard. 4-job, remember, and invest
is true.
wisely. Well, in my company, I have a company that we do stuff pro bono a lot of times, just to empower, like the youth empowerment. We've been doing that for years, and I'm talking about since 2003, to where we had Krispy Kreme involved, M&M Mars, Walmart, all the different companies that would support us. For us to afford the kids be able to go to nice restaurants. And perhaps they would be able to because they're
So exposing them
right,
to other things that they're used to in their environment.
right. Because my mom was a widow; she couldn't afford to take us on vacation, whatever. Because she had to work and feed 4 children,
Yeah.
and she had 2 siblings she brought to America. Can you imagine? So I understand growing up and sharing and helping our community. Because my mother always expressed to us that you have obligation not only to yourself but to your fellow neighbors.
And so you want to bring the experience to the governorship.
Yes,
To the
because it's
governor's
about
mansion.
the people. Yes.
You want to open up the governor's mansion to the surrounding
It's the
community.
people's mansion. It's not the governor's mansion. It's the people's mansion, okay? That is not my mansion if I get elected as governor one day, maybe sooner than later. It is the people's mansion. That's your mansion, not my mansion. We should open it up to let the kids to come and see that they can be in the mansion, and it's possible for them to one day run for office because they've been there. I mean, you have to go there to be able to get inspired.
And would you go so far as to say that the money that the governor appropriates in the legislature is not their money either? It's the people's money.
It's the taxpayers' money.
It's the taxpayers'
Yes.
money.
And I know we're in a crisis all over the United States with the SNAP being cut off, shut down, etc. We can't blame party. Who is the current leadership? You are in control of your budget, and you know what the budget is allocated for, whether it be for the highway, the road, whether it be education. You have the power of the purse for the state because you're in control of the tax, the constituent money that you're supposed to oversee to make sure that when they're in need, emergency, that you're able to reciprocate, to utilize those funds to help the citizens of the state.
So you're saying that Arkansans who pay taxes should not have their money sent to a foreign country. The money should be here for them in their time of crisis and for their daily need.
Absolutely. It should be ready, available, and not where you already have shipped it offshore somewhere. I mean, you could read it in Arkansas Times of what have been done, the fund allocation of the taxpayers' money, which a lot of people don't understand. I pay tax out. Where's my money going?
Sometimes it's going to other countries.
Exactly.
While you're standing in a food bank line.
Exactly. And don't look at it as that when people go on SNAP or public assistance, whatever. Remember, everybody have crisis in life. It's unpredictable to where that you might have to go seek help. But remember, they've paid and paid in for that.
And so let's explain that, because not everybody understands all the particularities of how the government works.
Sure.
So how it works is when you work a job and they take taxes out of your check,
Yeah.
then you pay
FICA.
into the system. And if you need to temporarily be on a subsidized program, whether that's SNAP or whatever that is,
Child care,
you paid into the system.
voucher, exactly.
It's your money, and you're supposed to have access
That
to it.
is
when
your
you need
money,
it.
not the governor's money, not the politician's money. It's the citizens' money. Okay, that's every day, all day.
So you just said the word politician, but you have another word that better
My
suits
word?
you. What
Yes.
is your word?
Well, I don't categorize myself as a politician. People keep stressing that I am. I'm not. I've never ran for office. However, I did first time my whole life. That was not part of my career. Okay, I'm a peopletician, and let me explain to you why I'm a peopletician. I am for the people. I'm serving the people, and for running as a public servant is to serve the people, not to serve myself. Not looking for a job, number one. I'm not serving the party. I don't work for the party. I work to serve the people. The P stand for people, not party or position.
Now, what makes you different? Because all politicians, or most politicians, say those same things when they're running. They kiss babies and they show up at churches and they do all these things, and then they get in, you don't see them anymore. What is the difference? Number one, I think you said that you're not here to just get a salary or to have a job.
Right, I'm not. I understand the trials and tribulations and the unexpected event in life because I was subject to that at an early young age where I had to work at a chicken plant.
Mm.
If you look at my record, they could pull it. You know how you get the statement
Yes.
that when you retire a certain age,
Yes.
if you retire early, you get this much money?
So they'll see chicken plucker on there.
I don't know about chicken plucker, but it said at 15, I was taxed at 15.
Yes.
Because I don't know how my mother, because she's a community leader, got my sister and I to work at the chicken plant several summers because she wanted to teach us a lesson that in this life, you have two choices. You could either be an employee or an employer. You could be a renter or an owner. You could either go get a job and make money or have your money work for you. As your governor, if elected, I want to bring a program, and my platform would be entrepreneurship, green technology. I've been actually talking about AI my first time I ran. I knew that it was going to be the future, and we have to embrace it, and we have to have resources to educate our citizen to not be afraid of AI and technology because that's where we're moving. Let's work smarter and not harder.
And you talk about the future. So what would you say to the college age student? You know, it's old men for counsel and young men for war. Jesus was 33 years old when he died. Martin Luther King, these were young people. They were
Right.
college age students.
Right.
But we don't see a lot of college age students engaged right now. They're apathetic. I've talked to a lot of them and they feel dejected.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like the older generation did not train them and they talk at
Welcome
them. And they don't. So what would you say if you're talking to 2 million of them right now? What would you say to them about their ability to have access to the government that they live in when you become governor?
Well, I am the governor that you will have access to me. I am about truth and transparency. You will know I don't need a $1,000 podium. My podium is wherever I stand and wherever I'm walking. I don't need a podium. I don't need, fancy stuff for me to do certain things, mic or podium, etc. I want to create a program to where we have our government student program to where if they're interested in perhaps running, whether it be for state representative or justice of the peace or lieutenant governor or
anything that their talent will allow.
Exactly, and that we would have a resource and a mentorship program for them to get involved in through my governorship because the People's Mansion will be open. It is the People's Mansion.
Okay. So what you're saying is when you become governor and you're walking down the street and you have your highfalutin bodyguards with their big cars with their blue lights, you won't walk past the college students and the normal people.
Absolutely
and
not.
look down at your nose at them as if they're not the ones who paying your salary. You won't be that kind of governor.
No. I mean, if you're going to look down on someone, make sure you help them get back up, okay? And secondly, why would you pass someone and not acknowledge? Okay, I don't care who your parents are, where you've been, how much financial status or title. We're all God's beautiful children, okay? Let's talk about that. Because people want to claim that they're Christian and all of that, but then when you got people starving, you just turn the other way and act like you or have selective sight or selective hearing. You cannot do that. When you have people's money, the people that elected you in office, you are there to put them first. That's why in my campaign, it's about the human race campaign. I'm a peopletician, not a politician. It's about putting people first, inclusion. That's all of us, not just one of us. Okay?
And my last question for you is, when we talk about people and the people's money, well, you're actually from Bentonville area.
Yes.
They got a whole lot of the people's money down there. So that is your stomping ground. That's
Yes.
your community.
My kids born and raised. Yes, I love Bentonville, Northwest Arkansas. From Fort Smith to Bentonville, where I started my career with corporate. I've been in retailing 30 years, and the people there are beautiful. Not people assume that everybody there are millionaire, billionaire. They're just all working, career, ordinary citizen who just want a better life for their family. They want their kids to have a future. They want to make a decent wage, a living wage, so they don't have to go get 2-3 jobs, especially for our teacher. I feel my mom was a teacher and she had to teach and then go work at a restaurant. I don't want that for our teacher, because how can our teacher focus and be happy and have fuel to teach our kids to be the best and to compete? They cannot when they're worried about how they're going to pay their bills, how they're going to have funds to buy food and support the family.
Mm.
Okay?
Yes.
So with the SNAP, let's go back. I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth.
Sure.
But you know, right now we're in a crisis to where the shutdown, SNAP. In Arkansas alone, we have over 4 million population, more or less. And we just had the leadership that said, okay, after people writing, no one should write you. You should already be proactive and know what's going on as the
So
public
you're saying
servant.
that the public shouldn't have to beg the people that they're paying? They shouldn't have to beg the politicians for food
Absolutely
and
not.
for
It's their
resources?
taxpayer. No, you should already know and aware of the current affair of what's going on, and should be proactive to already be ready, like career ready. Be
Yes.
ready to get the food out to the people. Not say, okay, I'll give you $500,000, and then you give $50 million to foreigners, or foreign countries, I should say. I'm not going to mention any name. Of course, take care of your home base first, okay? And then if you want to invest, and you got
A surplus.
yes, you have a
should only
surplus,
do that
right?
when
But you
a
have board of
surplus.
director that you could talk, an expert in investment on what is the best route to go to diversify Arkansas citizen taxpayers' money to invest, so we could protect them for their future, so they could retire. I understand, because I understand investing. So yes, we're here to serve the people. We're not here to serve ourselves or a party or contributor. So what's different about me is if you go to my website, it's simple. We're human. We make mistakes. Whether I don't have a donate button there. If you want to donate, just contact my office and you just write a check for Sioux Falls Governor. We don't take from company. Look, this is a human rights campaign. Okay? People don't have money to give. I'm not asking for a million or nothing like that. That's why on my website I say donation is optional. I'm not here looking for a job. I'm here to serve you, and I hope that you will give me an opportunity to work for you and with you as your governor of Arkansas.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'd heard here from the next governor of Arkansas.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.